Now we have a video at this time.
And so my DOM report is going to focus on the power of the church. And I'm not going to take too long. I just want you to know that over the course of this next year, it is our intention as an associational staff to highlight the power of church. And I'll tell you this, there's part of me as a director of missions that just cannot believe that this place is not packed to the gills. Now, I know that there's even some people, every time I've looked at you this morning, your eyes are glazed over because this is a business meeting. But for me, this is big stuff because this is where we get to invest our lives in eternity. I've only got one life to give to the one who gave his life for me. And that's what I would rather invest my life in doing than anything else. And it's the power of the church that gives us the platform to invest our lives in eternity for the glory of God. And so I want to, I really wrestled with the Lord about what to share with you. We all go through seasons. And I know that right now there are dear brothers and sisters in our association who are going through seasons. It really takes staying power to be in ministry for the long haul. And I've reflected on the 2.5 years that I've been here as your director of missions. It was an unbelievably wonderful honor when you affirm God's call on my life to be your DOM. I was ready to hit the ground running, charge hell with a water pistol. And that's why, I'm just intent on being organized about everything. This is the greatest opportunity that I've ever been given, to be able to lead an association of churches for the sake of the gospel. And I don't want to squander that opportunity. I want to milk it for everything it's worth, and I want to invest in eternity to the greatest degree we possibly can. And so I know that when I came in, maybe the enthusiasm or passion that was exhibited could have potentially rubbed some people the wrong way. And I've thought a lot about, what are some things that we could do as an association that could really turn the tide? Because, I battle seasons of frustration, and I look out, everybody here understands what that's like, right? You do. This is tough terrain. It is not easy to minister in West Virginia. And when you work 5,100 hours in a 2-year period, and then you see receipts decline by 20%, man, someone might as well just take a baseball bat and slap you upside the head. It can be really demoralizing. But I spent some time with the Lord after I had a conversation yesterday. And he clarified everything for me. And so there's 2 things that I have to share with you today. One of them is the most important thing. And that's going to be the stand that I take, because God has been working in my heart. And I can't, just like Martin Luther, I can't do anything else than that. The first thing is just because it's a leadership mandate. It's maybe the coach of my dad, even though he's not saved, a high school football coach. I could bring home a 99A in math and he'd say, "Very good, son. Strive for the 100, So there's always room for improvement, right? So, I think there are opportunities for improvement in our association, and I'm going to share those things with you. 3 things I think that we really should all collectively strive to improve in our association. Number 1, the pursuit of excellence in all things. I don't think that we should procrastinate till the day before a meeting to finalize any preparation for reports, or call up somebody on the day of a meeting and say, well, hey, what about this? I mean, if we're serious about the gospel, let's be serious about the gospel. And I mean, barring any emergencies, let's do the best we can for the glory of God, right? Greater involvement for disconnected churches. I'm not even going to try to persuade anybody to be connected anymore, because that's the work of the Holy Spirit, right? And so, I mean, I'm all in whether anybody else is or not, right? And so just get on board the train. And then 3, I think we can do a better job of giving, quite honestly. There's nothing else going on in this valley that's more important than what we're doing. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Not heart surgeons. Nothing. Not banks. Not oil and gas pipeliners. Nobody, listen, nobody is doing anything more important than what we're doing. That's it. And so those are the opportunities for improvement. But there's something that I wanted to share with you from my heart. Because God has really instilled in my heart the need for an improvement in my own life in one specific area. And I'll share with you this anecdote to sort of illustrate where I'm coming from. I heard a story one time about a seminary professor, and his first semester at college was a very difficult time for him spiritually. Now, he had grown up in a pastor's house, and he was saved at a very young age. And then he went off to college, and he said it was just a very, very difficult time for him spiritually, because he was very cold in his heart. And that's not unusual for anybody when they go off to their first semester of college. But it's something that was increasingly a problem. He would never call home, and his family really was his life. And so his parents knew something was wrong. And about halfway through that first semester, his dad called him on the morning when he was scheduled to visit. And this young man was so cold-hearted that he feigned sickness and told his dad not to come. That was a really big blow to his dad, and his dad knew something was wrong. Several hours after he got off the phone, there was a knock at his door. And he answered the door, and it was his dad. He had a big grocery bag there. And he set the grocery bag down, and he said, "Son, I know you didn't want to see me today, but I was concerned that you were sick. And I didn't know what you were sick of, so I bought you everything they had at the store." And inside that grocery bag was a huge pile of medication of every kind. And his son couldn't even look his dad in the eyes. He said, "Thanks, Dad." Took the bag and closed the door. His dad had made a 4-hour trip one way to come see him. Now, when he was growing up, his family would spend time on the weekends. Whenever No Time for Sergeants would come on TV, they would always watch No Time for Sergeants. That was their family movie. They always liked to see Andy Griffith, who wanted to be the best dang soldier in the whole danged infantry. And when he was a real little boy, his dad would lay on the floor, and he would lay his head on his dad's stomach and use his dad's stomach as a pillow, and they would lay in the floor together. and watched No Time for Sergeants. He said as he got older, that pillow got bigger. I figured the Baptist men could relate to that. And as he shut the door in his dad's face, his dad said, "Herschel, I just want you to know that I love you." And so he took the bag of medication and he started rummaging through it. And inside that bag of medication, there was a tape, cassette tape. And it piqued his curiosity. And so he put it in the tape recorder and he played it. And as he listened, he could hear in the background Andy Griffith, No Time for Sergeants. And what his dad had done in his absence was put a tape recorder where his little son used to be and watched that movie, praying for his son the whole time. And this man said God used that to break him. Now I want to tell you, I've tried everything within my power to try to bring our association together. And I'm seeing God do such great things here. It is an honor to be your DOM. You don't put 36,000 miles on your car in a 2-year period if you don't care. But I'm not interested in sharing with you the numbers in this book. There's just one thing that I want you to know. I just want you to know that I love you.